Good morning, students. Due to some problem, video has discontinued in the previous video recorder. So now I will continue the class 1 in this video then. So as I already discussed about the rolling, rolling the workpiece, it is reformed either continuously or step by step by the application pressure with revolving tools, I said then, and a lot of details we have given in the earlier video. So again, however, the workpiece is heated above the water recrystallization temperature and passed between the set of rollers um, due to compressive forces of the rollers. The workpiece cross section area or dia, it is appreciably changes by the revolving tools, call it as about rollers. So extrusion, the third metalworking process, it is of extrusion then. So in this extrusion process then, it is also mechanical working of metals in which the workpiece is partially or entirely forced through an opening in the narrow die then. So reforming takes place by deformation and a reduction in cross section area or dia of the work part takes place then. So in this process, the combination of tensile and compressive forces reduce the cross section area of the material. So however, you look at the figure then, so this is what the workpiece, it is heated above the what recrystallization temperature, nothing but what in this is exactly the what hot working then. So in this workpiece, it is heated above the recrystallization temperature and placed in a container then, and once one end of the what die, it is a narrow opening and the other it is fixed with the ram then. The ram hydraulically pressed the water heated billet in the container, force the metal through the what narrow opening in the D. But in the beginning then, the work part, it is to be dragged through the narrow opening, and ram, it is also applying the pressure continuously due to combination of pressure, combination of tensile and compressive force, then the metal cross section area changes. That is exactly a what extrusion operation then. Then coming to the what wide drawing then, so the workpiece is pulled through a narrow opening in the die again then. So this what wide drawing, it is takes place either in the successive stages or in a single stage then, but that depends upon the length of the wide to be drawn then. However then, in the what wide drawing process, again the what highly ductile material, it is forced through the narrow opening. So initially it has to be dragged through the opening, and simultaneously pressure is also applying if the dia is large then. So however then, in the first stage, part of cross section area changes, again it is what tension and passes in the other set of die then. So in the next successive stages or at the every successive stages, the cross section area of the what workpiece changes then. Therefore fine wire can be drawn by using a highly ductile materials like MS, MS, copper, aluminum and other soft materials. That is exactly a what wire drawing process. Then other process, it is of deep drawing then. So you look at the picture then, the first picture, it is of what die and punch, and second what picture, it is exactly a what a deep drawing operation then. In the deep drawing, a sheet metal block is shaped into a hollow body without any substantial changes in the thickness of the material. So without changing the thickness of the material, the hollow shapes or cup shaped object can be what obtained with the deep drawing operation then. You look at the first picture then, it is what consisting a die and punch then. So dies are arranged in the first figure then, on which punch it is what the blank it is arranged then, and punch it is forced against a blank fixed on the die then. So then it what cuts the what material as the punch advances into the die then. So this is exactly the what punching operation we call it as. So compared to this operation then, it is a development of this what punch and die then. So here also there is a die then, so on which the metal blank it is arranged then, or flange it is fixed then, and but punch it is advances then, but there is a gap between the punch and the die then. So thus that determine the thickness of the cup or the hollow object to be produced then. As the punch advances then, it is what draws the material into the shape of the die or cup shape of the die then. So therefore without any substantial changes in its thickness of the material, it forms a cup shaped object. So exactly what seamless cups or jointless cups can be able to produce this. Normally it is used in gun barrels or some other pressure tight what applications. Also it is used in what boiler shells or any other what pressure what pipes used for conveying heavy liquids or thick liquids then. So this what deep drawing process can be used then. So even then the thickness of the material on the top or the corner or the bottom, there is no changes then. Only it pushes the material into the cup shape of the die then. Therefore it can able to form the hollow shapes. That is exactly the deep drawing operation. So all these are the different types of metal working process then. So another type of what another classification in the primary manufacturing process, it is of metal casting then. So metal casting we learn what in-depth things in the forthcoming topics, because it requires a metal pattern, then mold boxes, pattern, cores, then lot of concept risering, then principles of gating elements, then pouring, solidification, all related things you are required to study with respect to this then. But however then, so only fundamental definition with respect to what classification of what metal working process is given here then, you look through them. So metal casting is the process of producing metal objects by pouring molten metal into the mold and allow it to solidify. The solidified object, it is exactly termed as a casting then. You look through then, here it is a pouring basin, sprue, runner, then what riser, then mold cavity, then there again riser they have given on the top mold then exactly here a potting, then what core also it is inserted at the potting line then the what white what shape available in the mold, it is a half sectional front view then. If you cut half from the what half, then I'm looking from the what front, then it looks like this. So then it is a mold cavity here then, so in which you are pouring then. So through the once the molten metal reaches a melting point, melting temperature, that is tapped into the ladle, and from the ladle directly they are pouring into the pouring basin. The molten metal enter into the what sprue down, then blind riser, then mold cavity, and goes out through the what open riser. So core also it is fixed in the other end then. That molten metal completely surround the what core then. Therefore it produces an hollow in the hollow or interior in the casting then. So however then, it is the process of producing metal objects by pouring molten metal into the mold and allow it to solidify. The solidified object, it is exactly known as casting then. So the fundamental definition of this it is given here then. So you look through the figure then, but detailed things will study as I said then. But again, after what metal working, then secondary processes. As I said about the what primary manufacturing process. So primary manufacturing follows the metal directly available, metal available in ingot form or peak form, or sometimes molten metal can be directly used for production of raw material. So however then, in the primary process again we have classified metalworking and metal casting. Those already discussed then. Then coming to the secondary processes then, secondary processes of the workpiece follows their primary processing. Primary processes given an approximate size shape to the material, and the secondary process given accurate final shape, desired surface finish, and tolerance to the same component which has been already passes through the primary processes. Some of the examples of the what secondary manufacturing process are production process are chiseling, filing, and scrapping. A rough contour of the work part you have already produced from either a primary manufacturing process or either a metal working or metal casting, then that can be finished to the exact size by chiseling, filing, and scrapping, or finishing by these tools, then those are comes under the what secondary manufacturing process, because they give you what exact size, shape, and tolerance, surface finish, everything. Then traditional machining process like turning, drilling, milling, shaping, planing, other what lathe operations. So these give final shape to the what part, because rough contour it is available in the primary process then. So comes under what secondary processes. Then non-traditional machining process like ultrasonic machining, electric discharge machining, electrochemical machining, laser beam machining, electron beam machining, abrasive jet machining, all these and some other what non-traditional machining process comes under what secondary manufacturing process. These exactly give the what accurate tolerances and a required surface finish to the what raw part or approximate contour of the part produced by primary processes. Because high surface finish and what required tolerances and dimensional accuracy, somewhat it is difficult to produce by what primary manufacturing process or by other means, because work part if it is of hard, tough, stiff, then it is difficult to process with the turning operations, but it can be shaped into the desired surface finish, dimensional accuracy, and tolerances by using these non-traditional machining process. Then some of the surface finishing process like abrasive belt grinding, honing, lapping, polishing, anodizing, etc. are comes under secondary manufacturing process. Then surface finishing process nothing but what abrasive belt grinding, because work part finish to the exact what surface finish. Then grinding, either it may be external grinding or internal grinding, finish to the exact surface finish and tolerances. Then honing, especially cylindrical hollow shapes can be produced. Lapping, either it may be a horizontal, vertical, or inclined straight surfaces. Then polishing, by using a buffing tools, buffing wheels, polishing can be. Anodizing, it is what depositing what other what soft material or the hard material by electrolysis process, then that is what anodizing process, then all comes under what surface finishing processes. Then some of the metal joining process like welding, brazing, soldering, screw fashioning, adhesive joining, etc. Comes under what metal joining processes or comes under secondary manufacturing. Welding, so because many one or two parts or many more parts can be joined, or different similar or dissimilar metals can be joined by brazing, welding and soldering. Screw fastening, one part it is what fixed over the other part during assembly. Other parts are fixed over the parent part by screw fastening or by adhesive bonding or by some other means then. So all comes under metal joining processes. Then the heat treatment process like annealing, hardening, tempering, all these are comes under what secondary manufacturing process. Then tempering, annealing, hot working and cold working sometimes comes under the what secondary manufacturing process, because hot working changes the shape of the metal and have the considerable influence on both the structure and the properties of the material. So if at all if you want to change the what structure of the material, nothing but what pyrite, ferrite or hard structures you want to change it, all comes under what he all comes under hot and cold working process. Then process of affecting changes in the properties such as heat treatment, hot working, cold working, all comes under this then annealing, it is what heating the specimen about 2 to 20 degree centigrade, to 20 to 30 degree centigrade above the critical temperature. Nothing but what normally critical temperature of the metals and alloys are 720 degree centigrade, and then allow it to cool in the furnace. A ferrite or ferrite structure it is changing, so improving moderate strength and moderate ductility. Alpha iron or alpha and iron carbide can be obtained with this what annealing treatment. Then hardening, eating the specimen until it gets a austenate structure, normally above 910 degrees centigrade, and then cool and quench the specimen in water or oil, gets martensite structure. It is very hard and less tough then tempering, it is also a heat treatment process. The hardened specimen is heated, means hardening. After hardening, the specimen is heated just below the critical temperature, above below 720 degrees centigrade, and hold it for 15 to 20 minutes in same temperature in the furnace. Martensite or ferrite structure or sorbite structure, you can call it, or nodular form of iron carbide or cementite or iron carbide, you can just call it as, will takes place, and having a strength and hardness of the work part you can obtain. All these are comes under secondary manufacturing processes. So all these are very important processes, changes the properties of the material. So with these processes we can change the properties, and what normally finishing to the tolerance, dimensional accuracy, surface finish, all we can change it and import into the what work part. So this is very important for the examination point of view. Then they may ask the question in the examination such that sketch and explain the manufacturing processes or production processes based on the force applied. Accordingly, you are required to answer only metal working processes. That is what forging, rolling, extrusion, drawing, deep drawing, all these processes comes under what this. So in the what forging, then you are applying compressive forces. In the what rolling, then combination of both what tensile and compressive. In the what wire drawing, only tensile forces and tensile and compressive. In what extrusion, again compressive and tensile forces. In the drawing, only compressive. All these deep drawing only compressive. Likewise, combination of tensile and compressive forces changes the what cross section or thickness of the material. So these forces are classified based on the force applied. that question has been already repetitively asked in the examination in the earlier question paper. Just you try to concentrate more about these metal working and metal casting processes, nothing but primary and secondary manufacturing processes. So I hope you have understood all these concept related to the primary and secondary manufacturing processes, because these comes under classification of manufacturing process. Then we have discussed in depth then, so try to concentrate more than repetitively. We have to read, practice the figure many more times, because it is very important for the examination point of view. So be safe, stay home then, maintain social distance, wear mask then, so use sanitize frequently, so thereby you can safely stay at home then. So thank you then. I will try to meet in the next class then. Thank you then.